Why is getting your rent electronically from your rental property that important? Hi, I'm Steve Rosenberg with Mynd Property Management, and today we're going to talk about why this is so important when you own a rental property and making sure that you get your money.
Electronic payments are really important for both residents and owners. For residents, we're basically trying to make sure that they can get the payments to us as quickly as possible. We want them to avoid late fees. We want them to, just not have it be stressful every month. How can they save time and, make sure it's easy to get the rent paid so they can go about their business. And on the other side, electronic payments are all about speed for the owner. How can we get that money as quickly as possible, process it, and get the owner their distribution so that they're getting paid as close to the first of the month as possible, and get their mortgage paid, pay their bills, whatever else they need to do with that money.
That's what I always think is so great about electronic payments, and the fact that we're able to get the owner the money as quickly as possible. And more importantly, I think a lot of it is the easy button. I don't think a lot of residents, they just want to pay their rent and they don't want to think about it. And if we can make that an easy function for them that is less hands or involvement on their part, I think it makes their life much easier. Do you agree?
Yeah, totally agree. Yeah, I mean, I think, people don't realize that checks are a lot slower than electronic payments, that, like you mentioned, they often take more than 5 days to clear. And, there's a lot more manual work just involved in processing a check. Like, we'll have someone in the office collecting that. They figure out which unit it goes to and then process that throughout the system. Our accounting team is then working on it to see, okay, are we managing any expenses for the owner? Do we have to save some money here to pay a plumber that came last week but has not sent us an invoice yet? Do we have to put some money aside to help the owner pay their property taxes this year? So there's a lot of manual processing that is happening from when the money gets sent to us before we can get the distribution out to the owner, and checks slow that down. With an ACH payment, with an electronic payment, often that money can clear in as little as 48 hours.
I think what a lot of people would like to know is how much of our tenants actually do we have that pay online?
This is where we really shine. We have over 97% of our residents paying electronically. And so, there's still a small percentage that are paying by check, or even in some cases cash pay, where they might go to a Walmart or a big box store and pay at the register. But in most cases, our residents are paying electronically because we put a lot of effort into pushing up that electronic adoption. We're working with our residents when they sign their lease. We'll send them introductory material and actually help them get signed up to make electronic payments. We kind of meet them in wherever they are technologically. We have an iPhone app, an Android app. They can access our website from their desktop computer. In all those cases, they can set up electronic payments. We also run various marketing campaigns. So for folks who might be paying us by check, we'll reach out to them, our resident services team. If we happen to be on the phone with them resolving an issue, we'll also help them. Hey, do you need a walkthrough to set up electronic payments? We'll offer to help them out there. We've even sent flyers out. If we've sent flyers to folks who are paying by check with step-by-step instructions and visuals so that we can help them figure out how to get that set up.
What is the resident side of how they like this?
Residents are definitely more comfortable paying electronically. It's much easier to do from their phone. Don't have to, write a check, get a stamp, put it in an envelope. Any of that is just a bunch of annoying work. And more we're seeing folks want to pay electronically. Another advantage we have is because we manage the entire process all the way from vacancy to getting someone moved into the apartment. They've already paid us electronically during the application process. So they pay us electronically when they're paying the application fee to get into the apartment. So by the time the resident signed a lease, they've already experienced paying electronically through our app, and then it's much easier for them to quickly set up for the recurring monthly rent payment.
The majority of property management companies only pay the rent a certain time of the month, one time. And when they do that, if the rent is not in by, let's say, 2 weeks prior to that one date, they don't pay you until the next month, which to me as an investor, that's a problem, because I want my money, I need my money. When you have multiple properties, that can be a lot of revenue. How do we handle that at Mynd? Do we have a system around that?
Yeah, our number one goal is to get owners their money as quickly as possible. So what we do is we actually pay throughout the month. We have a weekly distribution cycle that I would say most of our customers are on now, and so we're getting their money every single week, whatever money comes in. And so folks are paying on time on the first, then the first week of the month, we're going to get that distribution out to the owner. But if people pay late, or if we've inherited a different old lease where somebody owes money on the 15th or the 20th, then as soon as that cash comes in, we'll process it and get it out to the owner. So our weekly distribution cycle is sort of targeted around making sure that we're getting money to folks throughout the month as soon as the cash comes in.
Okay, great. Now, what are the different ways you'd mentioned that they can e-pay with different payment methods? What are the different ways, just out of curiosity, that a tenant can pay?
Yeah, we support ACH payments, which are bank-to-bank payments, as well as debit cards, credit cards, and then of course they can also pay with paper checks as well as cash pay. But any method of electronic payment we do accept.